Hello everyone, and welcome to my 5th video in a series I've done about mental health and COVID-19. So my name is Jessica Peterson, and I'm a social worker here at the hospital in Harbor Beach, and I do outpatient mental health and substance abuse therapy right here in the clinics. So today I want to talk to you about loneliness and being in quarantine. So we're all experiencing a little bit more of a lockdown feeling now, especially us in Michigan. So I want to talk about loneliness in quarantine, and I also want to let you know that there's been a lot of research done, and that loneliness, this is a real feeling to have. So a research study that was done a couple years ago showed a very strong correlation between loneliness, social isolation, and poorer mental health outcomes. So I'm going to give you strategies today to keep these feelings at bay, these feelings of loneliness, sadness, being upset. But at the same time, I want to let you know that these feelings are okay to have. Feelings are not bad feelings. They're just feelings, and they're okay to have. So while I'm going to give you strategies to distract yourself and to reconnect with people, I want you to know that it's okay to feel this way. But I also know it's uncomfortable to feel this way. So I'm going to get right into it, giving you strategies, but I also want to let you know that if I go too fast with these strategies, don't dive enough into them. I have provided a link to my resources in the comment section. So feel free to click on that and read the article and go through the steps. So first, I'm going to talk about distraction things, and then I'll get into reconnecting and connecting. So I say this, and I'll say this again, keep on schedule as much as you can as possible. So as much as you can bring that normalcy to your day, do that. Stay on schedule, waking up at the same time you normally would have, going to bed at the same time. None of this staying up all night and sleeping all day stuff that is not going to be good for your mental health. So staying active is also another way to keep these feelings at bay and work through these feelings. So of course, check with your doctor, especially if you have any injuries or limited mobilities. Check with your doctor first, but a great lower impact and very good stress reliever is yoga. Yoga can be very great for your mental health and your body. So there's lots of free videos on YouTube for yoga and yoga for beginners. And there's also, I'm missing probably a lot of different activities, even if it's just walking outside for a little bit. Of course, social distancing and getting some of that sunshine and fresh air. So I covered staying active, keeping on schedule. Third, doing something meaningful. A lot of us might be experiencing this thing where we feel like we lost our sense of purpose or sense of identity. A lot of our sense of identity can be tied into work and social interactions. Now what? We're at home, we're social isolating. We all want to feel like we belong and that our life is important. So doing something meaningful with your time. So maybe that is doing some of the free online courses online, of course. A lot of them are free. So doing some courses, making it like homework for yourself. Maybe it's looking up more information about topics you've always been interested in. Spring is coming. I know gardening is a big issue right now, but it's going to come. And there's going to be a time when we can do some gardening. So maybe that's one of your topics that you want to look up. Maybe you want to improve some hobby of yours. So looking up things, doing family trees online. I know that a lot of the times you have to pay some money for this, but doing family trees online is a big hit right now and a great way to make your brain work. And there's some sites that are offering some opportunities to volunteer online. Look into that. Google online volunteers. And I think you'll find some great ways for you to feel connected and great ways for you to feel like you're making a difference. Connecting with others now. So a lot of you may or may not be comfortable with technology. So I'm going to give you first the technology. Try FaceTiming or Zoom with people. But if you're not comfortable with technology, try doing a handwritten letter or postcard to somebody. How cool would one of your family members feel getting a handwritten letter in the mail? A postcard, even if you have some, I guess, laying around the house, send some handwritten things. Call someone on the telephone. It makes somebody feel very important when they get that phone call from you. And if you're comfortable with social media, and so you know yourself better than anyone else, so if social media is making you feel anxious and depressed right now, stay off of it and stay away. That's okay. But if not, because I always preach, kind of limiting your social media, limiting your news intake. But if it's not making you feel any certain way, connect with people on social media. Comment on your friends' posts. Be encouraging, be uplifting. I have seen way too much negativity on social media lately. I've seen too many people bashing other people. We need to be encouraging and uplifting and positive with people. When we're encouraging and positive with somebody else, we get just as much as they do on the receiving end. So it makes us feel good to encourage people and lift people up. Reconnecting with old friends. And also, technology-wise, if you're comfortable, joining some online forums for some hobbies or topics you may be interested in. There's a lot of Facebook groups for lots of things you may be interested in. I follow some ones where they go to antique shops and Goodwills or thrift stores and find items and post their crazy finds. So stuff like that, anything, gardening, reading, books, any favorite animals, any Facebook group like that. So connecting with others. Again, and then now finding sources of comfort for yourself. So these feelings are uncomfortable, these feelings hurt. So we need to self-soothe ourselves, and we need to be able to kind of comfort ourselves in this time. That may be like giving yourself a little hug. We don't do that nearly enough. Giving yourself a little massage, maybe a hand massage, a foot massage. Taking a bath if you can. If you have a dog at home, or maybe a cat, teach it new tricks. Teach it a new trick. Teach your dog a new trick. Focus on your pets. Even if it's a fish, maybe focusing on more. And cooking. Learning a new recipe. If you have the means to get some of those ingredients, maybe trying something new that you've always wanted to do and you just didn't have the time. Or maybe you aren't very confident in your cooking skills, so practicing some of those. And I'll talk about this later, but watching a favorite TV show or reading a book, your favorite book. And meditation. Meditation is amazing for getting out of your head a little bit. And right now, when we're in isolation, we're in quarantine, it's a perfect way to get out of your head. If you can't get out of your house, you might as well get out of your head. So I know I keep talking about YouTube, but they have so many great meditation videos, even for beginners. Everyone can learn how to meditate. So try it. Just try it. Creating something new. So if we can get our creativity flowing, that's a great way to channel some of those feelings we may be not able to put a name to. So maybe we're feeling like a certain way, maybe we're in a funk, but we can't label that feeling and don't know how to get rid of it. So channeling some of your creativity into that may be journaling, that may be bullet journaling. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. There's so many amazing designs. And Pinterest. Pinterest is a great site for looking up very creative things. And it will show you that you can almost DIY anything. So Pinterest, journaling, practicing your handwriting, starting a blog. Document your time while you're in quarantine right now. And you may think, who would want to hear what I'm doing? You may be helping somebody else who's feeling that same way as you and wants to read about it. So document your time. Write a novel. Write a short story if that's something you've always wanted to do. Pick up some of those crochet needles, crochet, knitting. Do those paint by numbers that have been laying around the house. Your adult coloring books. This is a great time to try all that stuff. get some of your feelings out on paper. It's very therapeutic feeling. And home projects. I'm sure a lot of us are already doing some of this, but reorganizing a room. Oh, the best feeling is having boxes set aside for throw away, donate, and purging some stuff from your room, from your rooms in your house. That's a great feeling. Or maybe it's redecorating a room, and maybe redecorating to you means moving a vase from this room to this room. That's okay. It will make it feel like a brand new space for you, and it will help pass the time. So, home projects. More examples. I said I would talk more about reading and TV, watching TV in a little bit. So, reading. Go back and reread some of your favorite books. If you read them years ago and now you're rereading them, you may look at the characters differently. You may look at the whole story differently. So, rereading some favorite books. Joining an online book club. I know that they read like a book a month. They pick a different one every month. So joining an online book club, giving yourself a reading challenge, rewarding yourself if you read the number of books you wanted to. And if reading's not your thing, listen to audiobooks. They can be very therapeutic in itself. As far as watching TV and music, watching something called TED Talks, TED Talks on YouTube. You can learn a lot of stuff. And I know, stuff, so creative. You can learn a lot, and you can look for, even on YouTube itself, things you're interested in. Music you may have not heard since you were a teenager. You can look that up, some favorite songs. That's great. A lot of museums right now are doing virtual tours. So Googling what museums are and looking, oh, that's amazing. I heard zoos are also doing the same thing. So spending some time getting to see things that you maybe normally wouldn't get to see. And games, Sudokus, crossword puzzles, online chess, online solitary, stuff to keep your brain active and things that you enjoy. So, and last but not least, plan for your future. Maybe that's writing a bucket list of things you want to do when you're out of quarantine, things you want to do for the rest of your life. Maybe that's writing just a list of future things you want to do. Maybe it's planning something fun. Maybe it's making a list of goals. Do something for your future self. And self-compassion. Practice some self-compassion. Instead of saying, I shouldn't be feeling this way, learn to accept it and learn that, and know that these yucky feelings, we may not be able to put a name to them, but they won't last. Our feelings come and go. Our feelings change. We have those highs and lows, and that won't last. So learning that to accept them as they are. And again, I'm going to get on my soapbox, but don't forget to show compassion to other people. In one shape or form, we're all having a difficult time right now. Almost everyone's life has changed in some aspect. Be compassionate to other people. When you reach out a hand to someone who's feeling lonely, someone who's feeling those yucky feelings, you get that good feeling in return. And it's just great for the world to be nice and encouraging and supportive to everyone else. And then we'll get it back to us. And I want to give a kind of side note. I know a lot of older adults right now are really, really struggling, and they may not be able to use technology. And a lot of older adults are able to use technology, but they may have an extra struggle. So I want to say to you older adults, don't be afraid to reach out to your family members and let them know what you need or want. Be specific. It's not a pride thing. Really, if you need the help, reach out for it. And also making scheduled phone calls. So maybe every day at 7:00 at night or something like that, you make it a habit to check in with one of your family or friends. And they will look forward to that call just as much as you are. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And like I always say, first, everyone is doing the best they can with what they have. So do not feel like you're doing less than someone else. If you're saying, well, I'm not broadening my mind, I'm not learning a different language, I'm not learning how to play the guitar, that's okay. That is okay. We're doing the best with what we have. And if you find that your mental health is declining rapidly while you're in quarantine, that you feel suicidal, call 911, go to the ER if you're feeling suicidal or you want to harm yourself with someone else. Or if you're feeling like your mental health is declining, reach out to a mental health professional around you or call a crisis line. And we always include those in our comments too. So thank you for watching this very long 5th video. And I look forward to more topics on COVID-19, and I hope everyone stays safe and healthy out there. Bye.